everyone, it's Ayosia here. It's a Saturday morning. Actually, it's about midday, but it's a very rainy, overcast, dreary day, November the 2nd. And happy November. So I just thought I would do some playing with my stamps. These are going to be available in my shop. What day is it today? Today's the 2nd. I'm having the stock finally arrive on the 8th, I think. So hopefully they'll be in my shop either the 8th or the 9th of November, so in about a week's time. I'm really, really excited. Yeah, I'm really proud of these. I think they represent, lots of work, and I'm really, really proud of them. So I've been using them actually in lots of different ways. So on the first day when they arrived, my friend was actually here, and then we ended up just, stamping and painting. So this is a stamped image. That's a stamped image, and then I used watercolor to add these other little bits. Been playing. I thought, do you know what I do really love to do is a wreath. I'm going to do that today actually. A small one. So this is entirely using the stamps, except these watercolory bits. So that one is this stamp. This one here is that stamp. This one is this stamp, and what I did just turned it round, turn the stamps different ways. But we're going to do that in a minute. Anyway, I just wanted to show you that because I thought that turned out really nice. I'm so pleased. And that is the stamp in the stamp set, Rose Garden, the word. And this one also is made using the stamps. And, just adding extra lines and colours and the watercolory bits. So extras. But I like it because it kind of sparks your own creativity. That's using the stamps. I can't remember which way around this is supposed to be. It's another wreath that was using just the one stamp. You can also use them in your journal. So, like just random days. But these stamps here, these roses here are from this stamp. So just stamped onto like a watercolor background, and then bring it out the details with an ink pen and crayons. And yeah, so those are just some ideas. And obviously, if you're making like a junk journal and you like that vintage look, you can also use the stamps in the way that you would with those. So today I thought I would try something different, which is a little bit brave considering I've not tried it before. I thought I would experiment with making a rose wreath with some inks. I've had these inks for the longest time, and I think I bought them because they were on special offer. The colours were not, I don't know, I bought them, and then when they arrived I was like, I don't know about these colours. So I only cracked this open this week, and I really have had it for a long time. So, I thought I would use them because they are kind of fall, autumny colours. And so let's see what happens. A plate, maybe I'll do that, or a compass. I randomly do actually have a plate on here. So I wanted it to be a little smaller actually, but that's okay. So yeah, just draw a little circle, and we're just going to decide which stamps to use. So how about I use them all? That'd be good, wouldn't it? That's what I should have done. So there's that one. I'm not sure how it's going to stamp onto watercolor paper, but let's see. And then basically I'm just trying to arrange the stamps, fairly in the circular fashion. So, okay, let's just get rid of the fear and go for it. So there's one. And then I think I'll just do it in different places. There's another one. I won't have room for all of the stamps, I've just realised. I'll just use a few of and so I could have that. Let's see. As I say, I'm not worrying too much about overlapping or anything like that because I'm going to paint over it. And then the other rosebud I'm going to put here. Turn that upside down. I didn't stamp that very well. Okay, so now what? I don't know myself. I might rub out the pencil line before I start applying paint. Probably should let the stamps dry a bit. I'm going to prepare myself some inks. Actually, I did buy another one the other day. I bought a green. I'll use that as well. And a pink. I'm nervous. I'm nervous. I'm nervous. I always struggle to do stuff on camera because I just think I'm going to stuff it up. But, you know, it doesn't matter, does it? You know, it doesn't matter. I just tell myself that. So green. Playing with them, I'll show you. Just procrastinate a little longer. Just playing. So this is the same ink palette. Yeah, that way. And that came out. This is not using the stamps. This is just freehand. They're really gorgeous, rich, autumny colours. So yes, I need a paintbrush. That's what I need. Okay, I'm going to start with the grey. Now, which is the grey? And just try and add a little bit more detail. The problem with these inks is that they're not, even when they dry, they're activated by water. So this is going to end up looking very free. So I'm going to do that because then I won't mind if the ink on the stamp is also activated with water, because it doesn't matter. There are dots where, you know, they're very fine, but there are fine dots on the images, so it gives you an idea of where to paint in the shadows, or colour in the shadows or whatever, or add a more concentrated colour. You probably can't pick it up on here, but there's really fine dots, and it just gives me an idea. It helps me, it reminds me of where the shadows were on the flower. And you know, you don't have to be limited by all the fine lines. So you can paint over them. They just add texture, really. Depends on, you know, you can use them in all sorts of different ways, as a regular stamp or as a spark for your own artwork, which you're going to adapt anyway to make it put your own unique touch on it. Maybe I'll try out this new green because I haven't tried it before. So what does that look like? It's very green, because it is green, but I'm gonna mix it with let's Let's try mixing it with that orange. Oh, that gives a really nice olivey tone. You see, so I'm painting over the stamped image with a water-soluble ink, and it's still, you know, it's still there. So, and then, you know, obviously by the time you've finished, and if you wanted to add, bring the details out to the fore, you could just go over it in a pen. I thought it might be quite nice to add some berries, so I'm just doing those freehand. Just keeping it nice and loose. The wreath has lost its roundness because I've lost track of whether, but it's okay. I'm just going to add like just some random berries. I mixed a bit of the purple with the pink. I think that looks nice. Pleased with that. Where else shall I put some here? As you can see, I'm not really worrying too much about it. I'm just playing. Need to make this rounder. Bit better, and then you can just add in some more leaves, you know, like your own doodles. And it just makes it seem, you know, fuller. I said I was going to do fall colours, but I don't know, these have ended up being more pinks. Maybe I can incorporate some orange. So yeah, I'm keeping it still quite loose, you know, just painting over some of the lines of the stamps. They're giving me a guideline of where to paint. And then you can go in with a clean brush and just extend the colour a little bit. And you can still leave some white. Let's try an orangey. I'll do an orange. What is this? An orange mixed with brown. Try a bit more orange in there. So basically I'm just painting either over the lines or inside the lines. I was just trying out that colour there. I was testing it as a background. And then I'm just extending the colour with a wet brush, a clean wet brush. And I can always go back in with a white pen if I feel like I haven't left enough white space. with my brush and adding in the lines on the leaves. They're already there with the stamp, so I know I can see them still. I've just decided to add in some fall type leaves, which I'm just drawing freehand with my brush. I hope it works. It's just play. It's just playtime. There's no right or wrong. There are no rules, as far as I'm concerned anyway. Can even tell you what leaf this is, but and then you can still go in and draw in some more just random leaves. I like to include, you know, all the different colors that I'm using as part of the wreath, because it just adds more texture. And I'm waiting for the roses to dry a bit so that I can draw back in some of the detail. It doesn't look like you can see them, but you can still see them under the stamp. Obviously, if you were using a completely opaque paint, like I've not tried this with gouache or acrylics, you probably wouldn't have any detail, because it would paint over the stamp completely. You see already, you can see that it's looking like a nice little wreath. And then if you wanted to do a Christmassy one, you could use like sparkly or metallic paints. You could draw in some holly leaves or stamp in, you know, use other stamps with them. You don't even have to use my stamps at all. You can use any stamp to create a wreath like this. It's the same principle. I'm just adding in a bit more colour now to some of the rosebuds. And then because I've still got this paint, I'm just going to draw in some random loose, very loose roses, some extra roses here and there. And as you can see, it's just literally not accurate at all, just very freehand. But it just adds something, I think. And I'm just going to go back in. As I say, this is entirely up to you. You don't have to and refresh some of the detail. There are a lot of lines, but so you don't have to do each one, but you can just, you know. So you see with this, where are we? With this stamp, you can see where the details are coming out a bit more. Yeah. So I'm just going to carry on really playing. It'll take too long if I do this level of detail with all of them, but I'll carry on playing and then I'll come back at the end and show you the finished product, the finished thing. Okay, to be honest, I think I've overworked it a bit. I think I've it's harder really to pick out the everything because I've put too much orange in the background and so on and so on. But you get the idea, don't you? So, I mean, I could make the roses stand out more by adding a deeper colour. I'm using a Tombow pen, I don't know how you pronounce it. But I've made the background too dark, so you can't really see the roses themselves so well. But, you know, it's good to have a play and then just push the boundaries a bit, and then you might think, oh, I pushed them a bit too much this time, and so on. It would help, I think, when this dries to maybe go over things with a white pen. Right. Well, I hope you've enjoyed that. I could keep going. I think it needs some darker lines. I don't know why I think that. I just find that putting darker lines in grounds the whole thing. But as I say, I could keep going, but yeah. All in all, I'm really pleased with how that turned out. So I will have a photo, I think, so you'll be able to see the details a bit better. Thanks very much for joining me this Saturday. Lots of love. Bye.